Hello there, Internet. Today we're gonna be a bit more long-winded even than usual, because I got quite a bit to say about this beer since I caught myself a whale, like we say in the craft beer community. Today, New England IPAs are more popular than ever, but it's not something that started recently. It is something that started over 10 years ago, almost 15 years ago, I believe. And of course, it started in New England. That's where we get the name from. Now, we can't be sure that the Alchemist is the first brewery to make a New England IPA, because there might have been some guy in a backwood shack somewhere who did it, and we don't even know. But the first brewery that got real big and hyped for making New England IPA is definitely the Alchemist in Vermont. And their beers are notoriously difficult to get a hold of unless you drive right up to their facility in Vermont and buy it there yourself. You can barely get it in America, much less in other parts of the world. And so when it actually got here to Europe, it was a big occasion. Now, their most famous beer is, of course, Heady Topper, which is one of the most hyped beers in the world. I could not get a hold of that because it sold out so fast. I'm not sure it was ever really for sale. But I got the twin of Heady Topper, their other New England IPA that they've been making for quite some time as well. It's Focal Banger. Also one of the biggest, most hyped New England IPAs out there, and one of the oldest. So definitely excited to try this one and to see does it live up to the hype and how does it compare to the New England IPAs that are very popular today. Since this is an old time recipe, I think it might be a lot more bitter than they are today. So we'll see. I'm gonna drink it out of my standard IPA glass like I always do. They don't like it at Alchemist. They get real angry because they want you to drink from the can. And he even writes his reasoning for it here. I hear his reason. I don't really agree, because they say that if you pour it from a glass, it smells very nice, but that's because they release all the hop aromas and you won't feel them as much. I don't agree. Yes, it's true that you pour it into a glass because you want to release the hop aromas to get a bigger aroma experience. But I'm not sure it matters unless you're gonna sit and sip on your beer for an hour. And I will not, so I want the maximum aroma experience right away. It's 7 ABV and it is very, very fresh. It was brewed on the 20th of November. So it's extremely fresh. It's made with Citra and Mosaic, which is of course a great combination. I love the hoppy aromas of this. It smells very inviting. It smells like it's a very good combination of hops. And it's of course very strong. Now let's pour it up. It does remind me of the real good Swedish IPAs like Stigbergets and Fata Morgana by Only Poyo, but I wouldn't be shocked if they have been inspired by this beer. Now, I would have loved to have the Heady Topper as well, so I could try them both side by side, but fortune did not favor me. As you can see, this is not hazy as much as it is chunky. Lots of the hop resin floating around in here. So I guess that's another thing that comes from being OG, and no, I don't mean original gravity. Very intense foam. very steady foam, which you don't see as much today. New England IPAs tends to die really quickly. This has more of a German Pilsner foam that just lasts for days and days and days. Yeah, and it's definitely a hop bomb because it really smells strongly and very purely of hops. Not a lot of other like yeasty or whatever flavors that get in the way. But extremely hoppy. Yes, the foam is fucking delicious on this. Yeah, even in the foam I can taste the mosaic. Taste that blueberry bubblegummy flavor I always connect with mosaic. Also quite a lot of orange already. Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. Quite a lot more bitterness than in today's New England IPAs. They're mostly, I guess they mostly use the hops down with those and not much bittering hops at all. That's what they feel like anyway. This one has it all. It has bitterness of the old school West Coast IPAs. It has plenty of body, although it is very cold right now. But yeah, plenty of body, full bitterness, not overpowering bitterness, but it's full, it's right there in your face. And then those tasty hop notes. Blueberries, oranges, mangoes, peaches, dry. It's very dry. Well, not very dry. It's not bone dry, but it's definitely dry. Not a disturbing amount of maltiness that gets in the way, even though the body is full. But this really manages to showcase the hops perfectly. So, is it worth the hype though? Well, if you love hoppy IPAs, they're well balanced, both when it comes to hoppiness and bitterness, and there's not a lot of other things getting in the way of your hop experience, then this is perfect. It's just what it is. Now, if you prefer the modern day New England IPAs that have very low bitterness, this might not be for you. This has a manly, full-on bitterness, but that never overwhelms the hops though, but it's a lot stronger. But yeah, if you like a balanced, full spectrum IPA experience, this is definitely worth it. If you can get a hold of it, which you likely can't. Now, of course, I had to pay an arm and a leg to get a hold of this, since they so rarely get sold here that once they did, they really fucking charged me for it. And that's fine. It's one of those beers, that are so talked about. One of these breweries that are so talked about that if you have any beer interest at all, you just want to try it. Now I'm glad I did. It's a very good IPA. Would I buy it again and again for the same really high price? Maybe not, because we got some pretty good IPAs in Sweden these days too, but it's a whale. It's a once in a lifetime beer. You want to try it, you're gonna like it. It does live up to the hype. It's very, very well made, and it's very tasty. Okay, goodbye internet.